Okay, welcome everyone to our regularly held meeting of the Natural Resources Inventory and Mapping Committee. It is March 21st, and we have 3 items on the agenda: NRI update, talking about the Big Tree contest, and committee vacancies, and 4th, other business. Let's start with an update on the NRI, as well as who would like to be the point of contact with Michael at Arrowwood moving forward. Michael is very brief on his updates. I checked in with him and asked just if there was anything he'd like us to review or anything we could see, and he wrote back that the wetland mapping is done and they are deep into mapping the upland communities. End sentence. So there is the update.
Right back.
He said things are progressing well, so I assume that means everything is moving forward on schedule. It doesn't give us a lot to discuss. I did not attend town meeting, and I did not look at the notes. Was anyone there, and did they bring up the NRIMC budget? Okay. All right, so yeah, we're just waiting for the ARPA committee to make a determination then.
I saw on the town calendar that they meet next Monday.
Yeah, and I can tell you last Monday they were still having discussions about funding which projects. I know that it was not this Monday, but the Monday before. Jen, I asked Jen for Sophie for some help with something, and she said, "Good, that'll." They're still having kind of intense discussions about certain projects, I guess.
Okay, because the field season will be upon us soon, and never mind the cost savings or the efficiency. Now it's about timing. We'll have vernal pools before we know it.
Right, so their contract is done in May, is that right?
Let me check.
So, at least I looked on their proposal, and that was
May or June.
we probably
I had
were
June in my head, but let's see.
June.
Let me look. Sorry while I take a look.
Karen, I was looking at some minutes from the DRB meeting recently, and I saw that they were asking an applicant on Irish Settlement Road to get some additional data from Arrowwood about wildlife corridors and whether that was a significant area or not. And it occurs to me that the DRB is already using, some of the BioFinder data to make determinations. Is that a fair statement?
It is a fair statement. Now when we look at parcels and subdivisions, we ask to have maps from the BioFinder. And although there's nothing in our regs that says anything about not building in the corridors. We tend to ask for smaller building envelopes, and to at that point, and then very how can I put it? Suggest that they not infringe into the corridor. Especially, and I know the one that you're referencing, and I wasn't part of the entire conversation because I had to jump into a leadership course that Yen is teaching. Yeah, so I wasn't privy to all of it, but I will watch it tomorrow night after our meeting. Does anyone have any questions about that? It's a chunk of property at the end of Irish Settlement Road, and one of the things we are concerned about is the wildlife corridors. I think it's recognized for many people on the DRB that wildlife corridors and forest blocks are really, really important. And although Underhill does seem to have its share, we need to protect those.
Excellent. That's great to hear. Sandy, it looks like we signed in May of last year, the NRI, so
Okay.
end of May. Um,
If nobody else
so
wants to, I could be the contact for them after, hereafter. Unless Sandy wants to
okay,
do it, or Ryan. Ryan, do you want to do it? I don't know who caller one is.
that's
That's
Ryan.
Ryan, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, and here I can, oh, no, it's not letting me unmute you. Oh, Ryan. My only option is to keep you muted. Oh, there, you can unmute yourself. I just saw that. But can we hear you? No, no. Wait, does anyone know on GoToMeeting? Oh, here we go. Wait. What does excuse mean? When I hit the three dots above caller one, I can keep him muted, edit his name, or excuse. I don't know if that means it would kick you out. It does. All right. Sorry, Ryan. We could read lips or read the chat. All right, so I'm hearing Karen will be the new contact for Michael. Okay, I'll make the intro. And I will contact Jen Silpy Katz regarding the ARPA funds with just a friendly ask and reminder that our contract is up in May, at the end of May.
Yeah, and we want to know ahead of time that we can renew it so that he doesn't do his final report, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
right.
that part of it?
Yeah.
We certainly would like some report that allows us to, I don't know, do something. I seem to remember him talking about most of his recommendations for that would be relevant to the Planning Commission would be finished during phase one. But am I the only one that remembers that, or
Mhm.
no? Yeah.
Well, I can ask that when I introduce Karen. Find out. Okay. Anything else on the NRI? Okay. The next item on the agenda is the big tree contest. I after our last meeting 2 months ago, I tried to get us on the calendar for the soup supper, the Sunday soup supper, soup bowl, but I never heard back from Betsy. Um, so I never got an answer from her. And then it came and went, and now Kevin's availability isn't until June.
I can't really directly speak about why I didn't get an answer, but I did go to the soup bowl dinner supper, and the agenda was full with more about local. It was about the work that the recreation committee had done. It's more about team building within the community, and I thought there were a lot of people, but it's a lot of talk, so it wasn't really a forum necessarily for presenting anything. So I don't know why they didn't respond. Um, Although
Yep.
I could, so when would be a good time then to have Brian come? You're thinking
It's
in
it's
June?
it's Kevin
Kevin.
Martin.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And well, so that's a question for all of you. The nice thing about this time of year is that it's dark-ish
Hmm.
around 6 or 7. So with the soup bowl, it could have been presentation, then dinner, or vice versa. In the summer, it might be hard to get people to come in. So would we want to do a different format rather than a potluck and presentation?
Hmm.
We might be able to do a presentation and a walk, um, or a daytime presentation. What's worked best in the summer months?
Um, I, I know that it wasn't exactly summer, but with a lot of advertising, we had what's his name? I forget what his name is right now. Anyway, we had the Chittenden County Forester come and did a walk through the Crane Brook, and we had over 50 people there. He was talking about trees. So if we had an advertising event to say we would like to, walk in a specific part where there are trees, that might, I don't know what he's going to talk about, so I have no idea if that would be appropriate even. If he would talk about the different kind of trees or what the agenda is for that.
So he has a set slideshow. He
Oh,
authored the book Big Trees of New England. So he's got photos of these magnificent trees, their location. I would assume that he would be happy to go out on a walk, but I've not asked him that.
oh. I don't think actually it'd work if he has a slideshow.
Yeah, I mean it would be a two-part. It would be a walk and presentation, or presentation then walk.
Maybe we should do a fall thing instead of a summer thing for that. I just would hate to have him come and then have
Mm-hmm.
a low attendance for something like that. Tell me again where he lives, Val. Do you know where he's coming
He
from?
lives, I want to say central New Hampshire, between the 89 and 93 corridor, somewhere in there.
Mhm.
Um, hmm. I mean, I'm happy to ask him if he would do a walk and a presentation. I've had good luck with that in the past, not in Underhill, but when I used to live in Corinth, we would start with one or the other and then move on to the outside portion. Like a good format could be do the walk in the late afternoon, early evening, potluck, slideshow.
Mm-hmm. Do we think we should move it to the fall when it's darker earlier?
Um,
Mm.
I think, I don't know. I do think that doing that sort of thing in the summer is maybe a challenge.
Mm.
But I do want to get people excited about getting out and measuring big trees, because we only have one person that has entered the contest so far. Karen, you have the Conservation Commission has a lot of different talks coming up, right? Um, are any of those related to being out in the woods at all?
Well, Ali Kosovas is going to be talking about um, protecting our woods, basically now that in the time of climate change. She's not going to be out in the woods. It's 7 o'clock this coming Thursday. Oh, in 2 days.
Hmm.
So yeah, so and then the next week we're having Dr. Goris from UVM's Soils Department, and he's going to be presenting on jumping worms and the latest research. And he's a soil scientist, so it's going to be really related to soils, but that would translate into how do we protect our soils and woods and forests from those jumping worms. They like to live in the first 2 inches of the soil. And so for seedlings, they will eat the seeds. So we'll get to a point where we won't have seedlings of anything growing up. Yeah.
His talk is inside also, though, Karen. It's not outside.
His talk is actually it's going to be a webinar. And so Allie's is going to be in person, and I think it's going to be sort of a webinar, or at least Mount Mansfield Television is going to tape it so that people can look at what Allie says for that. I can tell you more about, if I have my cell phone, I'll tell you more about what Allie is going to talk about on Thursday. I think it's pretty exciting. Just,
What do you think, Ryan? Do you think we should wait till the fall? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, we can hear you. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Are you hearing me on my phone or on my
No,
computer?
your video.
Oh,
There's no echo or anything, so
all right. Well, I'm gonna hang up my phone, I
maybe.
think.
I think that I saw notes from Val saying she figured out how to unmute him.
That was on your
Yeah.
phone.
Oh, was it?
Can you hear
Yeah.
me now?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh.
All right.
Uh,
Who knows? Well, so I think a fall thing. Do you agree with that, Karen? Is that better to do a fall thing?
I think it might be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think June and July are really tough. People are super eager to get outside and not eager to be inside. So, and it's just a busy time of year with kids and graduation and sports and you know,
Vacations.
yeah, sorts of things.
Um, who would like to be the contact person for Kevin Martin?
Um, well, I can do that.
Okay, I'll make the intro.
Okay, wait a minute.
While we're talking about big trees, I don't think we set an actual deadline, did we? We said July, but I never caught a date, I don't think.
I don't think we did.
No.
Maybe
And
mhm.
yeah, with the postponement of this big tree walk, yeah,
Yeah,
let's think about the date that we want to set and how we're going to get word out and if we're going to do an activity around it.
maybe we should postpone it until November 1st, and then we can do his program. People can get out and measure trees, and or we could have a different kind of event in the summer that would get people out and doing it. You know, do we want another Ethan Tapper like thing?
Yeah, that
I
would be
liked,
good.
yeah,
Um,
and I liked Ryan's idea of at the food truck nights having a little table or a poster board, blackboard announcing the event, and there are trees there. We could do you all could do little demos on how to measure a tree.
I think it's a little chaotic. I don't know. Okay, so
I've never been to one of the truck night things. Is there music and just sort of a, yeah, it's not really a forum for doing some big tree exi um,
No, but
size.
yeah, no, but I could see you having a table and the musicians can announce, like, when you're done eating, go visit Sandy at the table and learn how to measure a tree and have them do, they're gonna have the mic, have them say big tree contest, entries are due, blah, 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 prizes from X, and yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
yeah, well, I think there's a lot going on at food truck night. I mean, there's the music and all the kids are running around, jumping around like they're jumping around, and then people are chatting a lot. So, and wait as they wait in line. So I don't know. We'll have to maybe attend one and see what it's like and see if that would be a good forum to talk about the big trees. It might be, or it might be we can link up with the rec committee and have a sponsored event, which will be that will include the kids because that's really what the rec committee seems to be about, and it's wonderful. And so then the kids would get all excited about measuring trees. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking of ways to start introducing the younger kids to our, you know, our forests, our woods. It's more than just a place for recreation, kind of thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I did want to say about Allie is she's going to be talking about climate change and the impact to trees and forests and how to use climate change kind of adaptive forest management. So this is really good for people that have woodlots and or maple sugarers and things like that. I've asked her particularly to talk about forest carbon science and carbon sequestration. So she's going to be talking about that, forest health, because we have so many forests. I think it's going to be quite interesting.
Aaron, will that be recorded?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I think so. I think so at this point. I'll send a note if it isn't.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out, but I can't make it Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Getting
But
back to food night, what if we had little like, you know, sort of business card size papers that had a little thing. And as people are standing in line, we just say, hey, you should join the big tree contest. And, it's a link to our Google site that we have or the town site or something.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's kind of what I was thinking too. Maybe just like a little piece of paper that we could all sort of hand out and go to each group of families and say, if you're interested in joining the contest, this is the deal. Because I think a lot of people just don't know about it.
No.
So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a lot of it is just overcoming the challenges of trying to, make people aware.
Yeah. You could even have the musicians announce that, there are 3 people going around, going to be approaching you to give you info about the big tree contest. So they'll hear it, and then you can come around with little flyers. But I do also like, I think the more outreach, the better. I think an joint activity with the rec committee would be fabulous. And there's no reason both can't be done.
Yeah, I agree.
So they probably start those food truck things in June, you think?
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's
June
4 of
through September.
Yep.
Through September, and I think it's the 3rd Friday of the month. When do they actually? It starts at 5 at night. I think people are there for food. They run out of food by
It's like 5 to 8.
5
I
to
think
8.
I think we're playing, but I don't know which one. I think it might be September.
You're playing?
Yeah.
Oh, I
What do
didn't
you
know you.
play?
Yeah.
I play with King Me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
What do you play?
Saxophone.
Do you?
Oh, I love it. One of my favoriteest of instruments. Yes,
So now you have an insider.
I do.
So if the first opportunity to announce is June 3rd, is the 3rd Friday in June, then we'd probably want a little more time than a July deadline. Third Friday is going to be the 16th.
It is?
Yep.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we should push the deadline out until I don't know, fall, I guess, at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a long way off, but when we keep pushing it out, but in reality, there's no hurry to get it done.
There really isn't, is
It's
there?
just kind of raises awareness of what we do, and
Yes. It will still be the 2nd annual whether we do it spring or fall. So.
Right.
I already have tickets from creamy gift certificates from Palmer Lane, so I'll pass those on to Sandy. And also from the pie
great.
shop called
Oh,
Poorhouse.
good. I just had a thought. I don't know how strong or what role the Conservation Commission is going to play in Green Up Day. But last year we had the rec committee and they were doing tours on the trails of the woods. We could have attack number 1 would be that Green Up Day if there were kids and families to do a demonstration of how to measure a tree or talk about the big tree contest or something. Because and I think that the town's planning on serving food again, so that always brings in more people and kids. So that might be another opportunity, as well as food truck night. Sometime it'll be perhaps different groups of folks, but that way they might hear it in the beginning. Food truck, the big tree contest, and then if they also hear it at food truck night, then that's two opportunities where it'll sink in and kind of, resonate and say, oh, why don't we do it? I mean, I'm just thinking of ways to get it out to the community, because I think you're right in that how many people actually look at the town website front page? I mean, I don't know. Yeah.
Where do you set up for Green Up Day? Is it at the town hall or where?
Yeah, no, it's actually at the town garage.
At the garage.
Yeah, so people come and bring their green bags to throw into the different dumpsters. Nate Way is going to be organizing the different dumpsters. And then they come over and they can, last year we did a lot of education about invasive species, ticks and black bears. Big time black bears, and started talking about jumping worms, and that was such a turnoff to people. I hope they remember how how devastating they can be. But yeah, and so that would be an opportunity then to start talking about the big tree contest. And then I know that a lot of people were very interested in the black bears and the ticks and everything. And we always had a contact person so that there were follow-up communications with different people. So, I mean, that may be a way to generate it.
Yeah. Did you have
It's
a table, a CC table?
we had about two or three tables and tablecloths on them, and lots of really nice pamphlets that we had the printers in someplace too. I think it might have been Costco, but I'm not sure, someplace. But no, it's actually the same people that bought the first print in downtown Burlington. They were actually less than Costco. That's what it was. But no, so we had different things. Like, I know the town now has a printer that can do a lot of things, but we did some glossies and ecologically okay glossies.
When is Green Up Day?
It's the first Saturday, and is that, let me see if I can
In
get that.
May.
May
In
6th.
May. So I think it's May 6th.
So if we had some little small flyers or something that it could just be on the table with people and that kind of thing. Okay.
Yeah, and I think also examples of some trees to reinforce, well, this is a conifer and it's a big white pine, or you know what I mean? I don't know if we can do that, but I'm just brainstorming with my head right now to get people excited about trees, not seeing them as just trees, but seeing them as, oh, there's the mighty, well, we don't have many mighty oaks, but you know what I mean? I just, look at these big ash trees, or actually the big beech trees that might be around somebody's house, or the cherry trees, and is there a way we could get some bark to say, this is what bark on a cherry tree looks like versus this is an ash tree, or I don't know. I'm just playing with my head right now. I know you're all glazing over, but I was finishing up with getting the tax prep for my mother's taxes and getting it to the accountant. So now I can
Release.
Who,
Yeah.
who's going to make the flyer? It could be dual purpose. You could make it for Green Up Day and then
Well, we could
food
do
truck night.
yeah, that's right. And actually we could make a flyer. I could even ask some of my little the artistic, yeah, I'll ask Daphne if she could make a flyer for the big
Well,
tree. I
one
mean,
thing I was thinking of, Karen, was in in the parking lot at the town garage, there's not a lot of tree examples right there to get people excited, but we could certainly have pictures of a conifer and ash
Yeah.
and sugar maple, because that's usually what
Yeah.
they look for.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
just to emphasize that those are the three were categories this year, or something like that.
Yeah.
And
Well,
we
Karen
could
mentioned that
have
new printer at the
town
town hall. I
hall.
wonder if we could print, there's that beautiful story map that Ryan made, maybe print
Yeah.
some of the winners from last year as examples and have them at the table.
Yeah. And
Mount them on poster board or clip them.
the other thing, taking off a little bit on the guided tours, walk that Anton actually did it, but we could close down as you're walking down the Crane Brook Trail. So that's right next to the town garage. We could have put a number, like a letter on a tree, like 5 different trees, and then have the kids identify which tree. And we could get some little teeny prize, like I don't know what, I'll have to think of it, for the ones that complete that. It's like the treasure hunt kind of things that people have in their community. So people go to all the different rec spots or whatever. And then when they've filled in the blanks and said, well, I've gone to all of these, and then they get, not a big deal, but something. So it could be sort of along that, like everybody gets well, they're all free hot dogs or hamburgers, but you'll get us something.
Karen, do you know if there is, are they doing that walk again?
Well, we can do it. We'll ask them. You mean
Yeah.
the rec committee? Yeah.
That would be,
Yeah.
if we knew that, then I think we could kind of like plan an event,
Yeah.
in conjunction with them.
Yep.
And if they're not, then yeah, that'll be a different story. But I think,
Well, either they can do it or somebody on the Conservation Commission, but with the rec committee, it was nice to have them participating.
right.
And
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that they will. We're having a joint meeting, rec and conservation, in April. So,
Okay.
but I can just email Anton and see if they're willing to do it again. Yeah.
Okay.
So, a little crazy brainstorming here, but that would be some way to get people excited about the trees and with the rec committee having the younger kids, maybe they'll retain that excitement.
Well, if we got one person, it'll be better than the event that Sandy and I tried to put on at Crane Brook.
Yeah. We weren't the exciting people they were looking for,
Well, did you offer food too?
No,
and then the other thing of picking up trash for free.
Yeah, how exciting!
Yeah, I mean, gee. Yeah.
Well, this sounds like a good plan, pushing the deadline to fall, and then you'll have Kevin Martin, you'll have food truck night and green up day, potentially in conjunction with the rec committee. Okay.
So can we say November 1st as the deadline?
Yeah, we don't want people in the woods for hunting season. No. Yeah,
Is
November.
that too late? Do you want to push it closer, or what do you think?
No, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Deer season doesn't open till mid-November, so I think
Yeah,
November 1st is good. I mean, rifle season doesn't open, which is really the kind of the time. There's user conflict, but yeah, I think November 1st would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Big trees, here we come.
Excellent. Well, the next agenda item is filling vacancies. There is a chairship open and just a general need for more natural enthusiasts.
I am going to recruit somebody from the Conservation Commission to come in to, Amy has resigned from that. She's still going to be working on projects, but, and she was originally on this one, but I could recruit one, maybe two folks. I don't know if you want two or not, but I could.
I think the more the better.
Okay.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Sandy put the word out amongst the planning commissioners, and Bart Johnston, who's a planning commission member, might be interested.
Mhm.
Couldn't make tonight's meeting, but he did reply that he would like to see what we're all about. And Sandy, you mentioned someone else whose name I didn't fully catch, Jay something.
Oh, Karen and I were just
Yeah.
brainstorming about Jay
Oh,
Wrench,
someone.
and maybe he would be interested, but I don't know.
Okay.
We certainly
But
need representation from Planning and Conservation Commission. That was sort of the main need, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think a couple of folks on the Conservation Commission will be interested.
Good.
Yeah.
that's excellent. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the big
Chairship,
chairship.
chair vacancy.
I don't mind doing it. I'll do that if it's okay with everyone else.
It's okay.
Great.
That's great, Sandy. I'm doing the conservation and the development review board, but I just work on the review board, but I just can't
Yeah.
be the chairperson. Okay. Oh, congratulations.
Okay.
Oh, we need to vote. I'll make a motion to
Oh, wait, thank you.
that Sandy be the next chair of the Natural Resources Inventory and Mapping Committee.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Congratulations, Sandy.
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
It's an
Welcome
honor.
back.